Championship week has come to a close, and we're here to break it down for you on the American Huddle. With Andy Gresh, I'm Haley Outen. We witnessed an unbelievable rematch of last year's championship on Saturday as UCF hosted Memphis. The Knights going on to win a back-to-back title, punching their ticket to the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Andy, just when we thought last year's game couldn't be topped, the 2018 championship might have just done that.
Yeah, I didn't think there would be this many points. Of course, the point total gets way up. Not as big as last year, but still a pretty healthy number. And it really was a tale of two halves.
In the first half, it was all Memphis. The nation's second leading rusher, Darrell Henderson, accounted for 4 total touchdowns and over 200 yards on the ground before heading into the locker room. Why couldn't the UCF defense stop Henderson?
Haley, it was really first level issues. The defensive line was getting pushed around. And look, Henderson's ability, once he gets into the open field like this, you're not going to catch him as you see him get into the end zone there. But look at all the UCF defenders just getting pushed around the goal line. I mean, no one at the first level really was successful in penetrating the line of scrimmage to be able to slow him down. And it looked like at times UCF was lost in that first half on defense.
It wasn't just dealing with Henderson in the first half that was a challenge for UCF. 3 offensive turnovers led to 17 offensive points from Memphis. At this point, Andy, how likely did it seem that the Knights were going to get back into this game?
It looked bad because you're thinking, okay, quarterback Darrell Mack Jr. turned it over twice. That led to points, and it was, oh, do they have the ability to be able to run the ball and then work the play action and make big plays off of it? I admit I was a bit of a doubting Thomas because it was so shocking to see Henderson play as well as he did in that first half and the score to be tilted the way it was.
Coming out of the half, it was a whole different story for UCF, trailing 38-21. Rookie quarterback Darrell Mack Jr. came out with vengeance, scoring touchdowns on 5 straight possessions. How much maturity does that speak to Mack that he was able to bounce back after a very sloppy start in the first half?
Yeah, Haley, I think it's maturity on his part, but that's also great coaching by Josh Heupel as well. He knew not to give up on the young quarterback, and some may be sitting there watching this going, well, what options did he have? Well, you have a young QB, a couple of turnovers in the first half. You got to be thinking about what are my options, but the only option that Josh Heupel went with was to stay with Darrell Mack Jr., and this is where he really, I think, started to get that confidence back. When he was able to make plays in the running game, find ways to get into the end zone, you could see UCF started to get on. The momentum started to go their way. And Josh Heupel pretty smart as well for getting the crowd all cranked up. And that stadium reacted like I've never heard before.
Mack has made it clear that he was playing in honor of quarterback Mackenzie Milton, who suffered a devastating leg injury against USF just a couple weeks ago. Spectrum Stadium was filled with lays, signs, and support as the QB recovers. How impactful was the message sent to Milton and his family?
Massive, and I think it makes all of us realize that UCF is a legitimate college football power because the way the fans showed up and the fact that they reacted to the Milton injury the way they did. A lot of guys get hurt during the year. You don't see that kind of support and that outpouring of emotion towards a player.
Without Milton, the UCF offense put up 698 yards of total offense. What does that mean for this team moving forward?
Well, they've got to feel confident heading into their bowl game that Darrell Mack Jr. is going to be able to run the offense the way Mackenzie Milton did. Now, there may be some ups and downs. There's going to be some mistakes. There'll be some turnovers, but they know it's still in them. I don't think that UCF offense comes away thinking they're hamstrung in any way, shape, or form by not having Milton on the field.
Let's talk UCF defense. They limited Memphis to 3 second-half points and Darrell Henderson to just 3 rushing yards. What did the defensive unit prove?
That they can improve during the game and they can be coached up. And they did a great job of, and I think that, the offense also helped Haley in terms of possessing the football. if you get a stop early and then you get a touchdown for UCF and then you get a stop and then you get another touchdown, then the momentum starts to go the other way. And I think that's what happened with the Knights. But, defensively, they did a much better job of getting people around the ball carrier, but they tackled better in the second half as well. All the time we always think it's just scheme. Well, a lot of times it's just the Jimmies and the Joes doing a better job of bringing down the guys on the other side.
The defense certainly gave the offense a chance to win this championship game, and they got it done. 56-41 was the final. Andy, here's a crazy statistic. UCF has beaten Memphis 13 consecutive times since losing the initial meeting between both of these teams in 1990, which is surprising to me when you see how competitive and close these three matchups have been.
Yeah, I think it also goes to show that UCF has clearly put their flag in the ground as the team in the American Athletic Conference and a team to be reckoned with nationally. It's really a testament to what they built down there in Orlando. And let's give Memphis some credit, too. I know Mike Norvell, I saw the photo of him walking off very disappointed, and I can understand that, especially when they had the lead. And you go back to earlier this year, same thing, a 31-30 loss in the regular season where they had the big lead as well. So for Memphis, they got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to close against Central Florida.
Both teams will go on to play in bowl games along with 5 others across the American. Memphis will head to the Birmingham Bowl to take on Wake Forest. UCF has been selected by the College Football Playoff Committee to face LSU on New Year's Day in the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Be sure to join us throughout December as we preview each bowl matchup. It's been a great season. Thanks for tuning in with us.